What you're about to see is not what I originally intended for my review of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. The original idea was that I was going to have a friend tag along and collab with me for this review. However, because of timing and scheduling conflicts on her end, I decided to take it upon myself to release a solo version just so I can share my thoughts on this film, and because of a certain film that is coming out soon at the time I released this review. So I am going to try to get that collab review worked on soon as I am releasing this, and I hope to release the collab version soon that I originally intended. That being said, here's my review of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Wake from your sleep.
The hell was I dreaming about? Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice is directed by Zack Snyder, written by Chris Terrio and David S. Goyer, starring Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, Jesse Eisenberg, Diane Lane, Lawrence Fishburne, Jeremy Irons, Holly Hunter, and Gal Gadot. If you have not seen Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, I am going to bring up the synopsis. Now, if you do not want to know anything about this film at all in this video, then skip to the time frame indicated down below if you do not want to hear anything about the synopsis. If you've already seen the film or do not care what I have to say in the synopsis, here goes. It's been nearly 2 years since Superman's colossal battle with Zod devastated the city of Metropolis. The loss of life and collateral damage left many feeling angry and helpless, including crime-fighting billionaire Bruce Wayne. Convinced that Superman is now a threat to humanity, Batman embarks on a personal vendetta to end his reign on Earth, while Lex Luthor launches his own plan against the Man of Steel. I'm going to be honest, I thought the visuals in Man of Steel were pretty good, and the same applies to Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. And it really goes without saying that Zack Snyder knows how to direct visuals. However, like Man of Steel, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice has problems with its narrative. I really do not like how this film is edited. There is one somewhat important scene in the film, which I'm not going to spoil, but the way the scene was played out, I was confused, and I was also lost at what the hell was even going on. And that's actually one of the problems I have with Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Half of the film is all over the place. I will say one good thing about the first half of the film. The first 15 to 20 minutes are pretty good. Yes, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice starts off pretty well in my opinion. But it wasn't meant to last. There is one thing that I'm grateful about this film, and that is the reduced amount of the zoom in effect, as well as zoom out. Now, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice does have some of this back, but gratefully, not as excessive as Man of Steel. As for the action scenes, that's a bonus, because I'm actually able to look at these action scenes in this film. Whereas with Man of Steel, I had a hard time watching the action scenes because everything was moving all over the damn place. And I'm not being sarcastic when I said this in my Man of Steel review, that the action scenes in that film gave me eye strain. I'm serious. But this is an upgrade. That Batman vs. Superman had action scenes that I could follow. Although I do wish the choreography were better because some of the action looked fake, like Man of Steel, and also some of the action scenes did look a little sluggish at times. But that's just a nitpick, but I am grateful that I'm able to look at these action scenes because I seriously could not when I watched Man of Steel. Hans Zimmer returns to compose the film score for Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, and joining him is Junkie XL. And like Man of Steel, I'm kind of meh about the soundtrack. As for the overall acting, I do have some problems with the acting in this film, but there were a couple surprises. There is no doubt in my mind that the most surprising performance out of this entire film is Ben Affleck. Now, when Ben Affleck was casted as Batman, I was just as skeptical as most people were. Even though I just said that I wasn't going to make a big comparison between Ben Affleck and another Batman actor, I do want to make one note of comparison between Ben Affleck and Christian Bale. Now, the reason I say this is because Ben Affleck actually gives Batman a deep voice, which Christian Bale also gave Batman a deep voice. The difference between the two, however, is that Ben Affleck doesn't sound as over the top as Christian Bale with his Batman voice, which is a godsend when compared to Christian Bale, because I'm not gonna lie, I think Christian Bale sounds a little silly at times with his Batman voice. Ben Affleck had the right tone of voice with that deep voice of his that really makes me sigh in relief that I don't have to, make fun of Ben Affleck for having a deep Batman voice like Christian Bale.
Hey Tucker, why don't you wake the hell up? Seriously, you need to get yourself up out of the damn couch. You're just sitting there doing nothing. I'm Batman, bitch.
So there's one huge improvement, even though Ben Affleck and Christian Bale play Batman in different continuities. But seriously, Ben Affleck was pretty damn good as Batman. As for Henry Cavill as Superman, I thought his performance was underwhelming. I'm sorry. Amy Adams' performance as Lois Lane was something that I felt was lackluster. Now, minor spoiler alert, which I'm going to put an indicator down below. There are some romantic scenes in the film, and I just don't think Amy Adams did the scenes that well. I really don't know what else to say about Amy Adams here. As for Jesse Eisenberg, I don't think he's that bad of an actor. However, since he is playing Lex Luthor, I think he is severely miscasted. Lawrence Fishburne is alright. Now, the second surprising performance happens to be Jeremy Irons as Alfred Pennyworth. Now, when Jeremy Irons was casted, I thought to myself, how is that going to work? Now, as I saw the film, I was actually proven wrong. I was actually a bit surprised. Jeremy Irons was really good in this film as well. Holly Hunter's performance was acceptable, and Gal Gadot as Deanna Prince was pretty good for the most part. The next thing I'm going to talk about does contain a spoiler alert. So I'm going to put a time indicator down below if you want to skip it. This film teases the Justice League. And I'm going to be honest, I do not like how the Justice League is teased in this film. And the reason I say this is because Aquaman, Cyborg, and even The Flash are getting their own movies. So if you ask me, I don't really see the point in teasing the Justice League this early, but I do understand that there's going to be a Justice League movie coming out in 2017, which is next year. I just wish that the Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg movies would have came out before the Justice League film even started. I'm just saying. The point I'm trying to get across with the teasing of Justice League is that it feels forced to me. And it also feels like that DC is desperate to hype up Justice League so that the DC fanboys and fangirls would be happy about it. Well, with the way that Man of Steel as well as this film has been going, I am not excited one bit for Justice League at all. This leaves me to my biggest problem with Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. This film's plot is an incoherent clusterfuck. The plot is all over the place. The film is actually boring in the first hour, and I'd like to know whose bright idea was to include the title Batman v Superman. Because the trailers were hyping this film up to have a big fight between two superheroes. Now, I am going to save you some disappointment that this film has little to do with Batman vs. Superman, and it has more to do with Dawn of Justice. If you're expecting a good old fight between these two classic superheroes, you're gonna be disappointed. After seeing this film, here's what I think. This movie title should have been simply called Dawn of Justice. No Batman v Superman in the title, just Dawn of Justice. It would have made the film more understandable, and had the Batman v Superman title not been in there, maybe I wouldn't be disappointed as much. But still, regardless if the title was in there or not, the film is still an incoherent mess. That being said, I give Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice a 4. If you like this review, feel free to hit the like button. And if you want to follow my channel, feel free to hit the subscribe button. And as always, you're welcome to leave me a comment if you feel so inclined. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next review. My next movie review will start up my Marvel Cinematic Universe marathon. That being said, the next movie review is Iron Man.